the best. Everything is going to go okay. And I can tell, hey, yo, we going to have a night tonight as well. Everything is going to go just right. And I'm glad to be here. And it's Friday night, long week. Things happen that I don't want to speak of, but that's okay. It's like a hand and glove, so it's a perfect fit. But we here, and it's going to be a hell of a time. So I'm gonna say this rhyme, and I'm down with you. I hope you're down with me, because why would you come through this thing to try to see what I'm talking about? I got a lot to talk about. I'm talking about your brain right now. Actually, your mind is sane, and I ain't saying that nobody going crazy, but we gonna get this thing out now. We won't be lazy. We talking about the cost of your sanity. Yeah, going out with humanity. The way that we communicate, whether we are talking about love or hate, indifference. You know what I'm talking about? Yo, we gonna do this thing to the. Let me do it this way. My name is Sun75. I do things my way, and I really don't care what nobody say. My day is coming up roses, and I think it's because I'm really supposed to be on some other level, and I go higher. I keep trying to go higher, inspire. No, I ain't ending the day. I'm going to make sure that I got something to say. The way that I convey these words and communicate, it's going to make some love and make some hate. But wait. As we go along, I'm going to do this thing, and we going to get strong. I show a little bit of muscle, got a little hustle, trying to make a couple of dollars and trying to make you holler. The scholars that come through, yeah, I don't care if you was stupid. You come through, we going to loop it just like the beat. Yeah, we bring in the heat, and I hope that you understand that I'm here to compete. I'm trying to be the best, and I don't know what the best means, but I'm going to keep fighting, striving. Yo, all beings will be. You'll see. This is the DG show, was Daily Go Getter Show, Sun 750. What up, y'all? How y'all feeling tonight, man? Look, Friday night, we made it. I feel like I had to get my base. I feel like this was probably one of the longest weeks of the year. And I don't know why, but it was one of the longest weeks of the year. But we are here, and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about your cost of sanity tonight. The cost of your sanity. What do you know? What do you know about being in What do you know about being in situations that you really are in fear of may take your sense of self, your sanity, your good mental health? Have you ever been there? Have you ever been there? And now listen, there are a lot of things that may take a toll on your, or should I say, take a negative toll on your mental health, on your emotional health. You could be in a bad romantic relationship. Many of us have been there. Many of us have been there. Have you ever been involved with somebody and everybody thought that y'all was such a cute couple? Everybody thought that y'all had it going on. Everybody thought that y'all were just made for each other. Everybody really thought that y'all were Bonnie and Clyde if you take the crime side, but more like Claire and Cliff, something like that, and maybe you broke up with that person, and people would ask you time and time again, how come you don't get back with such and such? Because maybe after that relationship, maybe you took some time off to just get yourself together, balance out your scales, collect yourself, get to know yourself a little bit more, breathe a little bit, find out what it's like to be able to be self-reliant. Because sometimes you can get into a relationship that really takes a lot out of you. So if somebody or some people are constantly asking you, well, why don't you get back with why don't y'all get back together? How come y'all broke up? Y'all look so good. If I was with her, I know I would be back in like tall in the saddle, and I would be like a baby. I'm going to give her a rattle. And I think that y'all should get back together because y'all look so together. Y'all were so cute. Shoot. I wish I could have somebody that I could be with like y'all were together when y'all were too. But I don't think they understand what you know and what they never knew. It can be like that. It can be like that. And the reason that you might not want to get back with somebody that you were with before is because it would cost you your mental health. Dealing with a crazy person can make you go crazy. I mean, that ain't hard to understand. If you are around a person that has screws loose long enough, two things are going to happen. Either they're going to unscrew your screws, or you're going to start to understand they're crazy, which unscrews your screws. So either they're going to unscrew your screws for you, or you're going to unscrew your own screws. The worst thing that you can do is start to understand the reasoning of an insane person. And you may have been involved with somebody. You know how a lot of times we play around talking about how we was in a relationship with a crazy person. Like, yo, that John was crazy. Yo, she was off the chain. Yo, she was crazy. Well, sometimes you're not playing around. Sometimes you may get involved with somebody who really is 7:30. 7:30. 6 o'clock is straight. 7:30 is like this. You understand what I'm saying? More like this. 6 o'clock, straight up and down. 7:30, yeah, 7.5. So, yeah. And there are other situations. Listen, we're going to have a talk tonight. We are going to have a conversation tonight about the toll on your mental, not really your mental health. We're going to say at the cost of your sanity. What would prevent you from going back to something that you did before, something that's familiar to you, something that you used to do, but at the cost of your sanity? At the cost of your sanity. Rockbox says no. And Ukarsa Karki says, what is he yapping about? Nothing. You don't have to stay here. It's okay. You know, if you stay, then that's okay. And if you go, then I say later for you, yo. It's all good. You know what I mean? I never saw you. I mean, you never saw me. I still can't see you. Everything will be okay. It'll be all right. Thanks for coming through. All right, Rockbox says, I don't know. Okay. And Matt Lima. What up, Matt? Matt Lima. Yeah. You know, you never really know what your response to a person that you've met is going to be. You know, their first impressions and then everything that comes after that. So your first impression of somebody might be that they're good looking, that they seem to, you know, be well turned out. They take care of themselves. Maybe they dress nice. Maybe you can tell that they have been trained. Maybe they speak well. Maybe you can tell that they have a good vocabulary and they know how to use the words properly. They're not just throwing it out there to make themselves seem smart. So you can tell that maybe they're educated. They went to school a little bit. They've learned something. They've done something. That doesn't always take that doesn't always tell the whole story. Because somebody can be well read, well schooled. They might be a scholar, PhD level of intelligence. What is that doing for you? What is that doing for you? Jeff says, what are your thoughts on Kamala Harris? We're not doing that tonight. Sorry. We've done political shows. We did one this week. We did one Wednesday. What was it? Wednesday? No, Tuesday night after the debate. You know, and after the first debate, we've done a lot of political shows. So don't worry about who I'm voting for. Just know I'm not voting for the orange man. You know, and I think that you're crazy if you do, but we're not having that conversation tonight. But thank you. You know, thank you. Tonight on the Daily Go-Getimism Show, we are talking about the cost of your sanity. Situations that you have been in and have been invited back to, but that maybe you may resist because it may cost you your mental health. It may cost you your mental health. C, what up, C? Brewski says, are you voting? Wait a minute. Are you voting for Biden again, bro? Okay. TXN. Damn. We actually did a show that was called. We actually did a show that was called "All Y'all Want to Talk About Is Diddy and Trump." We did a show that was called "All Y'all Want to Talk About Is Diddy and Trump." It amazes me that a grown man could have another grown man on their minds all the time. I don't understand that shit. I do not understand. But yeah, let me see. When did we do? All y'all want to do is Diddy and Trump. We did it last week on September 28th. Just in case y'all need verification. All y'all want to talk about is Diddy and Trump. It's really kind of pathetic. It really is. Like, what the hell? But nope, not tonight. All right, Brewski says politics is gangster. Okay, well, go join your gang. All right, P. Diddy just broke out. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Man, you look experienced. I ain't hating. I seen bear people do this live thing. I don't know why they do it. Too much free time. Well, how much time does it take? I'm going to be on here for a couple of hours, probably. If you can't find a couple of hours out of your day to do whatever it is that you like to do or want to do, I don't understand. This show pays me. I mean, simple as that. I get paid. I mean, it's not paying my bills. I'm not going to live off of it. I can't feed my children with it, but I get paid. So I can always find a couple of hours to get paid. Elijah Collins. All right. And Carrie says, hope you're keeping well from New Zealand. New Zealand is in the house. Australia, the land down under. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Mr. Brightside, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate y'all. Okay, says fair enough if it pays you. I mean, even if it didn't pay me, because it didn't always pay. Let me put you on with something. If you think about the 24 hours that you spend, how much of your 24 hours do you spend improving yourself, enriching yourself, and enjoying yourself? Because if it's the case where you don't find any time out of your day to enjoy yourself, and I don't mean, I mean something really enriching. I mean something enlightening. I'm not talking about smoking weed or drinking, because that's really ruining your life. And I know, because I used to do it. I've never been a cigarette smoker, but I've smoked weed and I used to drink. As a matter of fact, I had a drinking problem. But I don't, on December 8th, 2012, I drank for the last time. That was it. So this year, on December 8th, will be my 12th year. And I never look back. So it is what it is. But I'm talking about, think about your 24-hour day. What do you do during your 24-hour day that improves yourself, improves your sense of self, makes you feel good about the world around you and the world inside of you? Think about that. You don't even have to tell me, but think about that, because this does that for me. What I'm doing right now does that for me. So I don't have any problem doing this 7 days a week. Even when I don't go to work, I do this 7 days a week. And I've been doing this 7 days a week since October 1st, 2014. And if you don't believe me, go to my channel and just check it. You'll see thousands of shows. You'll be able to track my journey. So I don't have to look for time to do this. I work 8 hours, get on up out of there, do this a couple of hours. That's 10 hours altogether. I have 14 hours left to do whatever I want to do. And believe me, I do that. So if we're talking about the cost of your sanity, this actually helps me to be sane. I deal with trolls. I deal with people who want to learn. I deal with people who want to teach. I deal with people who want to laugh. I deal with people who want to have fun. I deal with people who are curious. I deal with people who are haters. I get a really big sample size. This is good for my mental health. So I'm glad you're here. If you don't enjoy it, I'm glad you're gone. You know what I mean? But I want you to win. I really do. I really do. Brewski says not much. Well, if you don't have something that you do that enriches your day, I suggest, and as a matter of fact, I hope and pray that you find that, because that's something to think about. It really is. If you can't find a couple of hours out of your day to do something that's fun, I don't care if it's exercising, I don't care if it's meditation, yoga, spending time with your kids, having a 2-hour conversation with somebody that you love. I don't playing cards, video games, something. I love video games. I do. After this show, I'm going to play me some Call of Duty. I'm going to kill a lot after we finish this show. All right, so that's how it's going down. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. Yasir Saeed says, bro, I'm working for 12 hours straight. I can't even find enough time to sleep. More like fun stuff. Yeah, man. You know what? You can find a way to have fun at work, because I know what 12-hour days are like. And if you work 12-hour days, then you better find a way to have fun at work, because that's a long day. That's literally a half a day. That's literally a half of a 24-hour day. So you better find something at the job that makes you happy. I don't care. Look, maybe it might be good for you to find a chick at the job, and I mean, no disrespect, because you might have a lady at home or whatever. But if you have a lady at home, you working 12 hours, you ain't spending a lot of time with her. You know what I mean? But some people carry on really good working relationships and personal relationships and friendly relationships at work. So, I mean, you should have a buddy that you laugh with, kick it with, tell jokes and shit, whatever. Debate about shit, whether it's politics or your top 5 rappers of all time. By the way, we can do that now. Name your top 5 rappers of all time. As a matter of fact, let's make it interesting. Top 5 rappers of all time. Top 5 rap groups of all time. Your personal favorite. There is no right or wrong. I just want to see what y'all think. I'm a hip hop head. You know what I mean? Name your top 5 rappers of all time. Your top 5 MCs. Will Big Daddy Kane make it? Will Rakim make it? Will Eminem make it? Will Tupac make it? Will Biggie make it? Will Cool G Rap make it? Brewski said Frank Sinatra. Oh, yeah, he used to be, whoa, he was something else. He was spitting them lyrics. Carrie says, hold on. I spend a lot of time on my own, and it gets very lonely. I had a problem with prescription medications, and I'm slowly overcoming my problem. I'm glad that you are working on yourself, and I'm glad it's working. I'm glad it's working. I'm proud to see that. Like when I used to drink, I only drank on the weekends, but it was enough because I was getting in trouble. DUIs and shit. I had 3. I could have wound up in jail for a long time. But one weekend in jail let me know, you know what? This ain't really for me. I should be on a stage somewhere in front of a camera somewhere with a microphone somewhere. I ain't meant to be locked up. So, but yeah, substance abuse will take over your life, and you don't want your life taken over that way. Do me a favor, y'all. This is one little solid. Please hit that like button. Hit the like button. Put your ego aside. Hit the like button. I promise to deliver on the like. I promise. I work hard. Hit the like button. We have 20 people in the room right now. We got 5 likes. It should be 20 and 20. If it can't be 20 and 20, it should at least be a respectable number. A respectable number. Can we do that? Can we do it? Can we do it? Carrie says Eminem and D12. Man, you know those D12 guys was not worthy of no top 5. Eminem, yeah, I could see him being in somebody's top 5, but come on now. Brewski says, can you? All right. Brewski, you on some bullshit. All right. But thanks for coming through. All right. Brewski says, I only know obscure Aussie rappers. Come on, man. Fuck out of here. Like, oh no, they don't play rap music. They don't play hip hop music in Australia. Really? So they played in Japan, Germany, Africa, the North and South Pole. Well, not the South Pole because nobody lives there. But you know. James Jones says, just like, appreciate that, my brother. I said, I appreciate that, my brother. I said, my brother, I appreciate the. Thanks for the light. Yo, I appreciate you. I'm serious. Yo, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate all y'all, man. Give me a cowbell. Give me a cowbell. It's the Daily Go-Getimism show, man. Here we are. We're talking about the cost of your sanity. Hold on. What we got? I think somebody put up their top 5. Let's critique the top 5. Okay. James Russell says MC Hammer. I thought you were serious. No, Yasir Saeed said Pac, Smalls, Pac, Biggie, 50. 50 is in your top 5? I never thought I would see 50 Cent in somebody's top 5. Interesting. Pac, Biggie, 50, Eminem, and Ice Cube. Interesting. Wow. You must be from the West Coast. You from the West Coast? All right. Because it says, man, you inspirational. I don't know if you serious or bullshitting, but I appreciate it anyway. What up, Connor? Selena, grrr, 169. You have the gift of gab. I don't know if I got that, but I'ma keep talking. Yeah, we keep stalking, saying while we walking, while we talking, we still rapping, trying to make something do happen. Yeah, I'm snapping. Anybody who come through who ain't coming right, I'ma show y'all what we do on a Friday night. On a Friday night, it gets kind of frightening. Yeah, it's close to Halloween, but on this scene, I say, you know what I mean? Yo, things is getting scary. Yo, I don't have no hair, but it gets hairy. It gets a little hairy, hair raising, but I'm still praising the God and Lord. And I'm on the same accord with all my peoples. We like church steeples, but we ain't religious. But I say prestigious is the way that we are. People look up to us because we carry ourselves with respect, no neck. Well, I come at, yeah, I keep my pockets fat, stacking up the dough. Stack. What's up with that? All right, let's go. We about to get dressed. Dressed. What up, Rob? What up, Rob? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Oh, James Jones, you subbed? Really? All right, that's what's up. All right, Tim's, your world, that's what's up. Cynical D, all right, since you subbed, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna get a drummer some. Get a drummer some. Get the drummer some. Thanks for subbing. Appreciate it. You sub if you're telling the truth, because I can look at the numbers and see if they went up. If you sub, I'm going to show a little love. If you sub, I'm going to show a little love. If you sub, I'm going to show a little love. We're going to do this like a hand and glove. Yo, that shit is fitting. And I start spitting. Sometimes I won't stop, but we got to reach the top. We got to do a little something right now. I'm going to show you what we going to do. And I'm show you how. Right now, it's time for us to get dressed. For all of y'all who are new to the Daily Go-Getimism show, We wear a uniform when we come to this show. These are genuine cow bone necklaces. I'm going to put mine on, and then you're going to put yours on, and I'm going to show you how we do it. We put on the cow bone necklace. It's time for the cow bone necklace. It's time for the cow bone. Yo, you see the texture? These are cow bone necklaces. No beads, no wood. You know what I mean? Even the dark parts. It's all cow bone, baby. So we wear this so we can get our soul ready to talk about what we want to talk about tonight. And tonight we are talking about the cost of your sanity. Tonight we are talking about the cost of your sanity. I got three cow bone necklaces for you, and you can choose which one you want to do. You're gonna wear these, and I'm gonna show you how it goes. All right. So do you want the one on the left? You see the texture? You like that? Let me know. Listen, which one? Which one? The one on the left or the one in the middle? You like? No? See, no? See, no? Or the one on the right? Which one? Which one? Which one? Don't take all day, please. Don't take all day, please. We got to get it popping before we start stopping. All right. Defy Gardner? Is it Defy? All right. Cynical D says right. We got 2 for the right. We got 3 for the right. Right wins. Right wins. All right. Boom. Boom. Y'all did it fast. Normally it takes a while. Damn, get your drip right there. Get your drip right there. I'm going to show you the ocular proof. I'm going to give you the ocular proof to show you how you're looking. What the hell's going on here? Okay, there we go. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Looking good. Looking good, ladies. Looking good. Looking pretty. Looking lovely. Looking beautiful. Looking sweet. Looking sexy. Brothers, look at you. Looking handsome. Looking suave. Looking debonair. Looking smooth out there. Looking smooth. You got on your soft stuff, baby. Got on your soft stuff. Everybody looking good? Huh? We good? Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Yeah, it's a good look. Take a screenshot and show them what you gotta. Take a screenshot. Show them what you gotta. Take a screenshot. Show them what you got. Yo, you got on something that they not. All right. So let's go. All right. So tonight we are talking about the cost of your sanity. Situations that you may have been in during your lifetime that you think may have cost you your mental health, your good mental stability. Now, in the beginning of the show, for those of y'all who just came in, we talked about how sometimes your interaction or your let's say that you were married to somebody or going with somebody, you were hooked up with somebody, you were in love with somebody, and to all people, all parties involved outside of your relationship, they thought that y'all were the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know, have you ever been in a relationship that you're unhappy in, but everybody else seems to be happy that you're in that relationship? It could be a marriage. It could be a relationship. It could be a baby mom, baby dad, or whatever the case is. And you have to figure out whether you have just been putting on a good face, and that's why everybody believes in your situation more than you do, or they just see something that you don't see. So you may be unhappy, unsatisfied in the situation, but everybody else thinks that y'all look so good together, that y'all work so well together, that y'all gonna be together forever. Run DMC is tougher than leather. And here's the thing, man. Like, let's say y'all broke up or got divorced, separated, whatever the case may be, and people keep asking you, yo, are y'all gonna get back together? Y'all should get back together. Y'all should get back together. And you thinking like, there's no way I could ever get back with that person. I can't go back to her. Like, she may have been abusive. You know, I'm talking about like for a man dealing with a woman who is verbally abusive or maybe displays other kinds of crazy. And if you are around a crazy person long enough, then trust me, it's going to start rubbing off on you, or it's going to take a toll on your sanity. And you may have felt like you got away from this clean. It could be anything. Like there are a lot of men probably listening to this show. How many of y'all men out here have ever had a baby blamed on you? You ever had a baby blamed on you? Has a woman ever told you that she was pregnant and she was lying through her teeth and you believed her? You believed that, you were having a baby, whether you were ready for it or not. And she was lying. Lying. You know what I'm saying? You may have found out before the baby was born. You may have found out that she wasn't even pregnant. Or she may not have been pregnant when she told you that she was pregnant, but since you thought she was pregnant already, then you messed around and got her pregnant. And you ain't playing them kind of games, faking abortions, faking miscarriages. I've seen women do some shit like that. And if you've ever had an experience like that, it'll change your life. It'll definitely work on your ability to trust, your ability to try to get close to somebody, your ability to open up to somebody. It can really, really mess you up. And it's going to take a toll on your mental health, on your emotional health. And that's the cost of your sanity. Now, you may not have gone insane, but it might have chipped away at it a little bit. The hammer and the chisel, baby. Oh, yeah. She might have loosened the screws a little bit. Yo, I need those. That's my brain, right? Baby, it's cool. Yo, you listening to too much. See, my brain is gonna leak out. Stop acting like a little pussy. You're gonna be okay. Yeah. Yeah, literally loosening your screws. Literally. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, the cost of your sanity. Crazy shit like that. Lying. You ever have anybody lie to you and tell you that they were sick and they weren't? Yeah, shit like that. Tell you that they have cancer and that they're getting cancer treatments and they aren't. Yeah, shit like that. People play games. And the wildest part about it is they may be playing those kind of games because they know that you're slipping away from them. So they also know that you're compassionate and you're loyal, so you wouldn't leave somebody while they're down and out. So what do? Always act down and out, or they become down and out as soon as all of that other crazy stuff that they've been doing gets on your nerves to the point where you're ready to go. So as soon as you start packing your shit, as soon as you start, devising your exit plan, then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'm relapsing. I'm not in remission. The cancer not in remission. Shit like that, man. Yeah, listen. Oh. Rob, you subbing? That's what's up. Appreciate that. All right. All right. Tim says interracial marriage is a sin. Deuteronomy. Good. It's a sin. Then don't do it. Cynical D says, I've never seen you stand before. I do it all the time. I'm about to do it again. All right. Rob said, you getting weird. Yeah, yeah. We all gonna be insane at the end of this show. All right. Cynical says, I'm not sure. Take another one. Okay. Yasir Saeed says, bro became a voodoo magician. Nah, ain't no voodoo. Not that I have anything against voodoo. It's, a lot of people don't understand. Voodoo is just a way of life. It's like a religion, and it's really voodoo. But don't worry about it. No worries, no worries. We don't cast no spells around here. I can't do magic. And Tim says interracial caused me depression. Yeah, it was because it was interracial. Coco T, what up, Coco? What up, Coco? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Tim says, oh God. I was married to a white woman, sheer depression. Well, what's your race, Tim? What's your race? I'm just so interested. I'm literally hanging on the edge of my seat. What's your race? Are you black? Are you Hispanic? Are you Asian? What? On the edge of my seat. I don't want to fall off. What up, the Zoe Zone? What up? And Sam says, name a car for an edit. Make me. Farborg Lincoln says, just like your hair. Oh, God, you're killing me. Cynical D says, I mean, yeah, hanging with a friend group that did more than just weed and got me on to some stuff. Woo. Man, I'm going to tell you like this. And what up? One love, one life to live. What's good? Almost missed you there. Don't want to do that. You say you're black Hebrew? Okay. You're black Hebrew, but you married a white girl? The things we'll do for attention around here, the shit is kind of crazy. And it appears that somebody didn't get enough love at the home. I don't understand. I'm like on my own. I think the people need to show each other a little bit more closeness. But ghost is it seems like somebody did. So you're over here looking for some attention, kid. Now, if you was real, I'm going to give you a chance to be real. I'm going to give you a chance to call into the show and tell me how you feel. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is a totally interactive show. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to show you what I mean. You can call into this show. And the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. I'm going to post it. And then I'm going to pin the message so y'all can stop asking. What's the number again? What's the number? The number is 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. Call 319-527-6199, and I will get you on the line. And if I'm talking to you, you don't have to wait for me to hang up with somebody in order for you to call in. Our lines are open. I can bring you all in. I can bring you all in. I can make sure you win. No, I'm going to give you the 10 digits again. I said 319-527-6199. That's a number to call. What? 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said call that number and do it with the quickness, and we going to get through this shit. And I say business is what we going to be talking about. We going to talk about your sanity and the cost of that. Yeah, keep your pockets fat. And I don't deal with rats. Yo, you don't have to be telling we ain't doing nothing illegal. We fly like an eagle or maybe a hawk or a falcon, but we going to get this shit done and have a little fun. The cost of your sanity. You can call into the number. And by the way, this is a totally uncensored show. You don't have to watch your mouth. You want to yell, you want to cuss, you want to scream, holler, you want to swear, you want to curse. You can do that. You want to cuss, you want to cuss, you want to curse, you want to swear. You can do it right here. If you want to yell, you want to scream, you want to holler, you can do that. You don't have to be a scholar. Don't cost you no dollars. It's totally free. I've already paid the cost, so you won't take no loss. And I'm the boss, but I ain't paying nobody because the boss pays everybody. All right. So the cost of your sanity. The cost of your sanity. We're going to talk about some things that will really, really take a toll on your mental health that we may not think about all the time. As far as I'm concerned, any situation that you are unhappy with, unsatisfied over a long period of time will start to chip away at your mental health. It will. It will. It will start to chip away. People think that you go insane. First of all, I think we overuse the word insane. Somebody murks a bunch of people or whatever, and they plead insanity. Well, insanity means that you have no idea of what you're doing. You have no idea of your actions. So your mind is going to the point where you are performing out here basically on autopilot. You have no conception of what right and wrong is. So we're not going there. We're not saying that you're going to be that insane, but you might be feeling a little crazy. You might feel like you're on the edge a little bit. You might not feel like you are the self that you have known and loved before. And you can get into events that will chip away at that. We were talking about how you can be in an abusive relationship or a really toxic relationship over a long period of time, and it may have cost you your sanity. It may have. And that's a lot of power for somebody to have over somebody else. And honestly, I resent it. And you may resent it too. When love is a powerful, powerful emotion. And a lot of people consider love to be an insane emotion. A lot of people consider to be in love to be a state of not being in self-control. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Do you think love is a negative thing that takes you out of your control element? Do you think that? All right. Zoe Zone is getting at Tim. She says, Tim, you decided to marry that girl, okay? You chose to sin. It's nobody else's fault. No argument here. Cynical D says, I think Tim's gone. Tim, ain't nothing wrong with Tim. Ain't nothing wrong with Tim. Ain't nothing wrong. Only thing wrong with Tim is that he doesn't know how to type without caps. That's the only thing. Okay, Fred Scott says, what are your thoughts on Fuller? I don't know what that is. All right, Coco T says, Tim, I wasn't asking in a judgmental tone. I just wanted to know about her being white. What about her being white caused you depression? I told you she called me a nigga. Oh, come on, give me a fucking break. Y'all can entertain that. That's going to drive me insane. Seeing people entertain this bullshit, it's driving me insane. Even if you're mentally impaired or retarded, that's not insanity. It's not insanity. You could be special needs. You're not insane. There's a certain qualification to be insane. Coco, like, what? That's crazy. All right. Kai was that cow. Giving Akuma vibes. Akuma vibes. Whatever. Okay. All right. But yeah. All right. Now, like I said, we was talking about how you can be in a toxic relationship and really feel like somebody, because of their crazy ways, because of their insanity, might start chipping away at your sanity. And there really is something to that, because they say that psychologists, therapists, counselors, psychologists, and psychiatrists is one of the professions where there's a really, really high rate of suicide. You have to think they listen to people's problems, like every case, and they see the negative ways that the mind has been formed. And I think after a while, it starts to chip away at their sense of self. It may start to give them a feeling of hopelessness. And I know that it's true because I know a lot of therapists and they struggle. They struggle. So a lot of therapists that I know rely on other therapists to help them out. But what are we talking about? What are the things that they are hearing that started to chip away at their sanity? What sent them spiraling down into a state of depression, hopelessness, despair? You know, nothing to me is worse than being sick and not seeing yourself get well. It's very, very demoralizing, very, very depressing. And the longer you're sick without getting any semblance of feeling better, the worse, the more that it can chip away at your health. And that can be your physical health or your mental health. When you're sick and in need of healing or of treatment and you can't get it, it's very, very demoralizing. And it can send you spiraling into a state of negativity unseen by others before. I want to thank y'all for coming through. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. Friday night, October 4th. We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting. What are we talking about? We're talking about the cost of your sanity. I have another scenario that some of y'all may be able to relate to, and maybe some of y'all may not. But I want to put it out there because I want y'all to think about this. For those of you who have ever been incarcerated or have family or friends or loved ones or people that you know have been incarcerated. So we want to talk a little bit about that. Larry Sweeney says, I found out what really helps me keep from going insane as I deal with inner peace. I take time for myself. Okay, Larry, what does taking time for yourself mean? What does it mean in a deeper sense? Because a lot of people may take time for themselves, but do they know how to grab peace? Do they know how to find peace and grab it for themselves and hold on to it? Do they know how to find satisfaction, identify satisfaction and get it and hold on to it? You know, a lot of people think that chaos is actually their peace. And some people have been conditioned to believe that crazy shit. Well, we're here to unpack it. We're going to unpack that bullshit. Because one thing I can't stand is a bunch of false information being passed around as if it's real. That's what I don't like. I'm somewhat of a truth seeker. Sometimes I find it, sometimes I don't. But I keep looking, and it's my life's work, and I'm never giving it up. Cynical D says, consuming certain content for a long period of time. Hair Juicer 3000, you back again? What's good? Says, hey, dog, good evening. Yo, man, good evening to you. Tim's, he getting busy. The biggest mistake of my life, interracial marriage. Okay. Did not Solomon sin by these things, taking strange wives? Nehemiah 13, 25, 26, 27. KJV. I don't know. All right. So I want to talk about, you know, most sane people would never want to go to jail. You would never want to go to prison. You know, being locked up, being told what time to wake up, what time to go back to bed, what to eat, what time to eat, when to exercise, when to shower, never being able to leave the confines of bars and steel. I'm sorry, bars and concrete, steel and concrete. But, you know, people commit crimes. They get arrested. They get tried and convicted. And here they are on their way upstate. Well, for some people, just the thought of being locked away might chip away at their sanity. But when you think about it, when you go to jail, You are in a concentrated, confined area of negativity. Everybody who you interact with has committed a crime, even the ones who are innocent of the crime they've been convicted of. They're still guilty of some crime out there, whether they share it with you or not. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all, please. Hit the like button, y'all, please. Yo, hit the like button, please. Yo, hit the like button, please. Give me a few more likes. Yeah, that's what I like. Give me a few more likes, please. Do it for me. Give me a few more likes, please. I would do it for you. Give me a few more likes, yo, please. All right. Just a few. All right. So as we're talking about being locked up, you know, when you really think about it, everybody who you are interacting with is in jail, especially if you are upstate. You know, I'm talking about in a prison. I'm not talking about your county jail. When you are in prison, in a state prison, that means you have committed a felony. And a felony is any offense that's punishable by a year, a minimum of a year. That's what a felony is. That's what a felony conviction is. So if you're convicted of a felony, that means that you have been convicted of a charge that carries a minimum of 1 year in prison. But most people don't only serve 1 year. You know, in the state of Pennsylvania, where I'm from, because I live in Philly all day, all day, every day. And the Phillies are going to beat the Mets. So, you know, don't worry. But yeah, in the state of Pennsylvania, you must impose a minimum sentence and a maximum sentence. They can't just sentence you to 3 years in prison. They have to say like 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 3 to 7, you know, that kind of thing. They have to impose a minimum sentence and a maximum sentence. So the thought of going to jail, like I remember my man Linwood Gilmore, Snoop was his nickname. And Snoop told me that when he went to state prison, he was terrified. Of course, he was in there for such a long stretch, he got used to it. Now here's the thing. Before you go upstate, you spend time in the county prison. I was wondering, like, did you post bail so you didn't spend a lot of time in the county prison? So when you went upstate, it was like you was playing with the big boys. You never played in the small leagues. It happens. But he said he was afraid because he knew what it was hitting for. You up there with killers and rapists and thieves and drug dealers, drug addicts, and all this. Oh, you're surrounded with violent criminals who are willing to be even more violent because they're in there. They don't have much to lose. They already locked up. They might be willing to sacrifice putting more time on their books. All right. Larry Sweeney says, the way that I reach peace is I go off to myself and listen to nature, listen to the waterfalls, listen to birds sing. Okay, that's what's up. He says, I've done 30 months in a federal prison is a whole different world. Now, a lot of, when you say federal prison, a lot of people think that all federal prisons are like a cakewalk and you just, you know, it's like it's all country clubs and all that kind of stuff. You have maximum security federal prisons and you have minimum security federal prisons. So the one that people think about more when they think about a federal prison is the minimum security prison. You no shackles, you may not even have big prison walls. You know, so I've known people who have gone to federal prisons. Actually, my brother is serving time in a federal prison now. He sent me a picture of his dinner. It was like pizza. He got lobster and shit. steak. I was like, what the, how you get that? He was like, man, it ain't that bad in here. You know what I mean? It was a money crime. And it was a money crime. You know, he, during the pandemic, he was getting busy with those PPP loans. And, yeah. So because he could afford the legal representation, he didn't bite the bullet. But yeah, so you know what I'm talking about when it comes to being locked up. Here's the thing. I want to take it a little bit deeper and a little bit further to something we don't think about all the time. There are some people who are not only locked up, but they also have spent considerable time in solitary confinement. Now, you know, in layman's terms, it's called the hole. So if you like get into a fight with another inmate and, you know, or you've proven to be an unruly, uncooperative inmate, you can find yourself in solitary confinement, which means you are locked up by yourself in a small room, a small maximum security room, no windows. You can't see outside anywhere for 23 hours a day. 23 hours a day. 23 hours a day you are locked down. Now, some people have gone to jail and they've been so afraid of being out there in population that they have finagled a way to spend all of their time in solitary confinement. The hole. I knew this dude. He told me that he did all 5 years of his life in the hole. I said, what? His whole sentence, 5 years in the hole. So 23 hours a day, you come out for 1 hour. You come out for 1 hour for exercise and to shower. 23 hours a day by yourself. I don't know if they allow you to have books in there. One thing is for sure, you ain't got no contact with the outside world. You know, a lot of inmates have somebody sneak a phone in there for them to use. And in the hole, you ain't gonna have no phone. Where you gonna plug it in at? Now, I'm thinking to myself, the guy I knew who said he spent 5 years in the hole, his whole time in prison in the hole. I was thinking to myself, like, something got to be wrong with this guy. He has to be unplugged. There's no way he is okay if he spent 5 years in solitary confinement. He was an okay guy, but he had a temper and he was something like, you know, a loose cannon. He was dangerous. For sure, he was dangerous. Imagine where he came from mentally before he was put in the hole for 5 years. 5 years. My people's Bwana Haguski. What's good? Good to see you. Blake Williams says, hey, man, just wanted to say, I like your content. Cool, dude. Have a great night. Yo, I appreciate that. I appreciate that mucho. Thanks for swinging by. Larry says, I was doing time in minimum prison. It is no cakewalk, but the food wasn't bad, and you did get good medical care in federal prison. Okay. Well, listen, I wouldn't give a shit what kind of prison it is. I don't want to be there. And I know that just being there, wishing I could be on the other side of those bars, wishing I could pet a dog. See, a lot of people don't think about what happens to a person when they are in prison. We think about them being locked up, but we don't think about the little day-to-day things that we enjoy or we may take for granted that they can't. You know, things like, I don't know, sitting under a shady tree. Ain't none of that in prison. I don't know, like I said, petting a dog, a cat. We know we can't have sex unless you have gay sex, or if you get it popping with a prison guard. Well, I mean, good luck with that. It happens. It happens. But on what scale? But there are a lot of other things like cooking meals for yourself, just you. Of course, they have inmates that work in the kitchen. Of course they do. But do they get to cook meals for themselves, just for them? Just for them. Stuff like that. What else? How about this one? Taking a bath. Now, most of you may take showers, but you have an option to take a bath. Fill up the tub, throw on some sounds, maybe your device, put on a movie or something like that, and just cool out. Be in the water. Have your whole body engulfed in a tub full of water. Chill out. No baths in jail. Showers only. And you don't want to spend a lot of time in that shower either. No baths. We know that if you enjoy spending time with your children, that's out. That's out. You may not even want your children to come see you in jail. You might, of course. Plenty of people have their children come up and see them while they're in jail. And it can be inspirational for you. But one thing is for sure, you won't be feeding your children. You won't be raising your children. You won't be protecting your children. You won't be instructing your children, guiding your children, mentoring your children, developing your children. Ain't none of that. You won't be taking them to Chuck E. Cheese, Dave and Buster's, Discovery Zone, iFly. What's the place where you jump on the trampolines? Everything is a bouncy, trampoline. What's that? Sky Zone. No Sky Zone for you. No. You might want to take your son or your daughter, your babies. Just take them to get some fast food. You like McDonald's, you want some chicken nuggets, a Happy Meal. None of that. But there are other things. There are other things that we take for granted that you'll never see while you're locked up. Going shopping for new things. You might like to go shopping for a new pair of shoes or a shirt, pants, a coat, jacket, sweater, watch, phone. Conversations with upwardly mobile, progressive, and free and forward-thinking people. You don't get to speak to people like that. On the phone, you do, but face-to-face, ain't a whole lot of that. Even some of the prison guards, they're not good people. A lot of them aren't. Plenty of them are. But even the ones that are, they're going to limit that good part of themselves with you. They're not. It wouldn't be good for them to give you their best. Buana says, prison got no pluses, man. Even the food. Yeah. Larry Sweeney says, I was charged with, I'm a fraud. Okay. Oh, AI fraud? Oh, wow. Is that what that said? Yeah, it's a tough situation. But think about all the other things that you take for granted that you just won't enjoy in prison. Sitting in a comfortable chair. Real shit. This chair is fairly comfortable. Yeah. You ain't getting that in prison. No comfortable chairs for you. It's not made for your comfort. It's not designed for you to be comfortable. Laying in a bed bigger than a twin. No full-size beds. No queen size. No king size. No California king. Can't get that. Can't get that. Let me see. Tim says, they say that the biscuits are good, though. Okay. I hope to never find out. Larry Sweeney says, one of the hardest things for me while I was in prison was not having female company. That was torture in itself. Well, let me ask you this, Larry, since you have experience here. Did you ever feel when you were locked up, did you ever feel like you lost a piece of yourself mentally, emotionally? Did you feel like you sacrificed, a part of your sanity when you went to jail? And I understand if you don't want to go there, but I'm interested. All right, we have a call on the line, I see. A caller? Well. Well, first of all, before we take the caller, let me give a little disclaimer, because sometimes people call in just to troll, just to bullshit, just to yell out racial epithets. Sometimes they disguise their voice, try to do characters. Sometimes people want to be in front of the camera instead of in the comments. So I'm not saying that this person is going to do that, but I have to warn you, it would be irresponsible of me to make you think that everything goes my way and everything is hunky-dory. So just know that this could be on some bullshit. But I hope and I pray that it won't. I hope and I pray they got something to say and we can get the thing popping this way. And I think that we might have a chance. We're going to do this thing and we're going to do it and enhance our mental function. Start thinking on a higher plane. And we talking about going insane. And I don't want that for none of y'all. So we're going to do this thing. Tell the truth and keep it tall. I don't need you to keep it 100. I will take 75 as long as you're alive. I ain't never score 100 on a test. Yeah, I was good enough. I got A's, but I wasn't the best. But as long as you're good, you can always eat. And I'm going to do that shit. And I'm going to always compete with the best in the game. Because I know that if I keep playing, and I'm going to win myself, man. And I'm going to get the championship. I got the crown. I got me the trophy. Yeah, I'm saying over for you. It's not something that we going to do. But I'm going to tell you the words out my mouth. And they going to be true. And we take it here. Take it back. Run it back. Yo, I'm a running back, quarterback, you're the back. Yo, I'm put you in front and we gonna do this shit. And it's the 4th of the month. Actually, it's the 5th because it's after 12, but we gonna do this shit for ourselves. Take it off the shelf and put it in our pocket. Yeah, we gonna lock it down. Do you understand where I'm going with this right now? I'm about to take the caller. I hope he's a baller and maybe it's a female. Yo, what the hell? Let's do it. Caller. I appreciate your patience. Welcome to the Daily Go-Getimism Show. Turn down your...
Hi there, baby girl. I'm back. It was nice to see you.
I warned you. I warned you.
How have you been?
Yo, turn down your device, dickhead. Turn down your device. So I gotta cut you off if you don't cut your device down. Turn it down.
I think it's down. It should be down.
All right. Now go ahead. Kick that bullshit. Go ahead.
What bullshit?
Whatever you talk. Why are you talking like that? What are you doing?
What do you mean? This is my voice.
All right. So what do you have to say? Say something.
Do you want me to talk a little bit better? Hey, baby. Can you go to the store and pick up mommy a pack of menthol 100? Please, my lungs hurt.
Oh, well. Look, I warned y'all. I said that it might go this way. So do you have anything to offer as far as the show is concerned? Because you know what we're talking about. So, I mean...
I have a lot to offer. I think the way to keep people sane and to fix reality, fix America, is by getting the fucking monkeys out and getting the illegals sent back to wherever the fuck they came from. White pride.
White pride. Yeah, white pride. Yeah. How does white pride work?
It's okay. It's okay for a black person to be proud of who they are. It's okay for somebody Asian to be proud. But whenever you're white and you say you're proud, you're racist in today's society.
Well, that's normally what it is. I mean, the KKK and well, how is it stupid? I mean, you see the evidence whenever you hear somebody saying white pride or white power, are they ever just talking about white pride and white power? Aren't they normally saying that they are the only ones who should be proud of themselves or should have anything?
Friends who aren't racist, and they're proud to be white.
Wait, I missed what you. Wait. I missed what you said. I missed what you said. Say it again.
I have a lot of friends who love to be proud of being white. They are proud to be white, and they're not racist. Well, they are proud.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being proud to be white, but you have to admit that when you normally hear a white person saying white pride or white power, they are normally excluding everybody else. After all, you came on this show and you said that they should get the monkeys, those immigrants, out of this country. That was a purely racist statement. Wait a minute. That was a purely racist statement. And then you tried to back that up by saying, why can't I say white pride and not be racist? Well, because you led off with the racism.
That's because I am very racist.
Okay.
That's just who I am. But for other white people who aren't racist, they should be able to say that.
Well, what do you give a shit about?
I hate the shit like affirmative action where people who are black think that they can't be racist and it's only white people who can be racist. I hate that shit.
Okay.
Maybe if that wasn't such a big thing, I wouldn't think this way.
Okay. Did you know affirmative action doesn't only work for black people? White people have benefited from affirmative action too. Did you know that? Yeah,
but
I don't think you knew that. I really don't think you knew that. I don't think you knew that.
Look at it now. It really doesn't benefit us.
Which one is it, my dude? Come on, wait, listen. I'm giving you the floor. I could have hung up on you a long time ago, but I'm giving you the floor. And I actually have another call on the line. I'm going to take them in a minute, but I'm giving you a chance to explain yourself because I'm not offended by the dumb shit that you're talking about. But what I need you to do is actually step up to the plate and express yourself. As long as you do that, I'm not going to be mad at you. I don't give a fuck whether you like black people or whether you dislike black people or Hispanics or Asian. I don't give a fuck. That shit, it doesn't affect me. You don't know me. I don't know you. I make a lot of money, and I'm still going to make a lot regardless of what you say. So I'm giving you a chance to say something and really express your ideas. Don't fuck it up. Go ahead.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, but it's really just the one thing is I feel like white people should be given a chance to be able to express who they are and be proud to be white and not have to walk down the street and say, oh, look at me. People are going to call me a cracker, call me this or call me that because I'm white, or they're going to call me privileged because I'm white. Because not all white people have had the perfect reality where they wake up. No, a lot of us have to wake up and look in the fucking mirror and say, oh, look at me. I'm not fitting in with today's norms. People look at me and they call me a racist because of my skin color. That happens to so many of us now. And I wish everybody, even black people, could wake up and not have to think racist shit. But they have. You know what? And that's made me who I am now.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. Because you're going through so much. Wait a minute. Are you drinking?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Because you're all over the place. Because first you say that you're a racist, but now you're a racist who has compassion for other people. You don't want other people to have to suffer or get their feelings hurt. And here you are telling me that. Now let me clarify something. Let me get something clear because I've been around a lot of white people in my life. I have white people in my family. I have white people everywhere I go. There's some white people. Everywhere except in my house, there are white people. So none of those white people, those thousands of white people that I've met over my lifetime have ever expressed to me that they fear being called white, cracker, peckerwood, redneck, racist, or anything. I've never heard a white person express contempt or fear of being called a racial epithet. You're telling me that you're trying to convince me that white people are somehow oppressed and they can't say what they want anymore? I didn't know. I wasn't aware of this.
Yeah, I mean, look at. Why do you think that white power is a thing? It's become a very big thing recently. It's been getting bigger. It's always been a big thing, but it's been growing even to the new generation because we're tired of being called this shit. Like, people can walk down the street and make fun of people for being white, but we can't walk down the street and call somebody a fucking nigger.
What do you mean? What are you saying? Put the bottle down. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. When racist or militia groups or white should I say right wing extremist groups, when they are talking about white power and all of that, first of all, they're unionized, or should I say they're militarized. They have weaponry, and they have whatever it takes to protect themselves physically and emotionally. They are united in their ideology and their beliefs, and they reinforce stereotypes of others, and they're proud of what they do. So I don't know where you're getting all of this, all of this fear of rebuttal, fear of what's the word I'm looking for? All of this insulting way that I didn't know white people were out there fearing having their feelings hurt. If I was white and let's say I was a neo-Nazi, or if I was a Klan member, nobody would be able to tell me shit. I got my boys that'll back me up. I got my false history that will reinforce good feelings in me, and I have the power. Like, I have oppressed every other race. Why would I give a shit about what any black person has done when I've had the power to stop them from eating, sleeping, drinking, living, swimming, working, learning? I've had the power to do that, and I've done it. So why? Okay, well, why would hold on? Really, I want to know.
From swimming if they don't know how.
Well, black people do know how to swim, and guess what? There are plenty of white people who don't know how to swim too. You probably don't know how to swim. Do you know how to swim? Tell the truth. No, you don't know how to swim. You fuck. You look. See, that's the shit I'm talking about with your dumb ass. Anyway, go ahead. You got it.
All right. Well, I just want to finish this off by saying Trump 2024, and I hope he gives free transgender surgery to everybody so I can finally transition.
All right.
Fuck you. I love you, but fuck you. Good night.
All right. Have a good one. Hey, man, listen. You never know what's going to happen on this show. You never know what's going to happen on this show. The crazy type of shit is sometimes how it go. Listen, I apologize to anybody who was offended. He said a whole lot of crazy stuff, and I think he meant it. But I think he needs to get it kind of straight, because he made me have to sit back and say, wait, I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. And I could be, listen, man, I don't know. Like I said, for any of y'all who were offended by that, I apologize. But I promise that I'll let people come on the show and say what they want to say, as long as you all I care about is don't mess up the chat. You can call in and say what you want to say, but don't mess up the chat. You mess up the chat, I got to get you out of here. All right, we have another call on the line, and hopefully we can get some relief. We can get some relief from the last caller. All right, caller with the last number is 1148. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind tonight? Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's up?
Well, this is Larry Sweeney, and you wanted to ask me a question about prison.
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah. Oh, nothing much. Just chilling right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you said that you did some time in the feds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you, um, do you feel like from the time that you were convicted and started serving time until the time that you were released, do you feel like you sacrificed some of your sanity, some of your mental health from being incarcerated? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Yes. Anytime that you're took away from society, it affects your mental health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the way it affected my mental health is that you're in a routine. It seems like it's a Groundhog Day. You ever seen that movie Groundhog Day? It's pretty much like that. It's
Okay.
pretty much a routine. And you feel like that you have no control over your own feelings in a way, because if somebody makes you mad, yeah, you can go off and fight, but then you got the consequences to pay. So it's also, you got to stop, which a lot of people don't. When you're in prison, they don't stop, they just react.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to get myself where I would think before I act and realize what the consequences would be if I acted on a certain thing.
Yeah, I understand that. You know, the crazy part about that, and by the way, that made a lot of sense to me. The crazy part about that is that it sounds to me like you may have gotten something beneficial out of your prison experience, because I'm thinking that if we were able to think about the consequences of our actions before we actually performed them, then we wouldn't wind up in prison in the first place, right? And some people,
correct.
And some people add on to their time in prison by getting in fights, committing other crimes while they're in jail. Sometimes trying to escape, being unruly, uncooperative, and things like that. They can make it harder on themselves. And I've always wondered, are they doing those things because it's chipping away at their sanity? Maybe maybe their ability to control themselves is becoming less and less, and they're acting out to try to. They're just reacting. They don't. Maybe their cognitive senses are becoming less and less.
Yes, they are, because while I was doing time, we had a guy there that freaked out so bad, and we don't in federal prison, the one I was at least, you don't have the steel toilets like you have in jailhouses. Mm-hmm. You actually have a toilet.
Okay.
He flipped out so bad that he broke the toilet, cut himself up, and they had to bring the SWAT team in there to get him out of there, and he just freaked out.
Wow. Do you think he did it just to be able to get to the hospital where he could, I don't know, take a trip in a car? I've always wondered if some prisoners do that.
Well, to me, this person, one, he was a foreigner from some other country. He couldn't speak English well.
Okay.
And he just freaked out. You could see, when they come in there, they come in full force, and when they was taking them out, I could look out a little teeny little window that they got on your cell steel door, and you could see blood all over the place.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Being locked up for some people might make them suicidal. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I know some guys that became suicidal, especially the ones that has a lot of time, between 30 and 60 years to do. A lot of them, they go pretty much suicidal.
Yeah. Okay, so when you were locked up, what did you do to try to hold on to your sanity as much as possible? Like when on those days when it was particularly hard, when you really, really were homesick, and thinking about things, when you were free, like, how did you make it through those days? What did you do?
by the grace of God, I found God while I was in prison, and just by having faith, and I had a release date, so that made it a lot easier. I had a release date, like for 30 months. Okay, I know I'm getting back out.
Yeah.
I can spend those 20, 30, 60. So I had a release date. That's what really helped me was having a release date.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that as being a pretty good consolation prize. But some people haven't made it to their release date. Some people have had short time and they didn't make it, even in short time. Every case is different.
Yeah, you're correct about it, because we had one guy in there and he only had 18 months. And he didn't last 6 months in there. And he kind of cut his wrist, and apparently the officers didn't catch him in time.
Yeah. Like when you get to the point where you don't feel like you have anything to lose, basically you may take matters into your own hands. And it's sad because the average person figures like, well, we can't always get exactly what we want exactly at the time that we want it or need it. Sometimes we have to hold out. And I don't know how old you are, but I'm 54. And so at 18 years old, 18 months would have seemed kind of like a lifetime. You know what I mean? That was a big part of my young life. But at 54 years old, right, I could probably do 18. You know how fast a week goes now. A week, a month, half a year. It goes like this now. But like.
Yeah. Well, I was back. Went to prison back in 2009 and got out in 2011. So I was in my late 40s. About ready to start my 50s.
Okay.
I'm 61 now.
Okay. So I'm pretty close in age, so we can understand the same, pretty much from the same generation. All right. So had you ever served time before?
Yes.
Okay. Was it?
I done state time in North Carolina for paper hanging.
What's that?
Forgery and uttering. Writing bad checks. Okay.
And you got state time for that?
Yeah, and that was in North Carolina.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. So when you
I done 8. That was my first time ever going to prison, and I done 8 months on a 2-year sentence.
Okay. So did you get out? You were paroled after 8 months?
No, actually, I went. Okay, back then they cut the time in half when I was doing that in North Carolina.
Okay.
If you got 2 years, you're actually working on 1 year.
Okay, so you didn't have any time to
85% stuff.
All right, so you didn't have any time to walk off or anything when you were released. That was that.
That was it. I didn't have no probation, none of that. But when I got out of federal prison, I had to do 3 years of being on probation.
Okay. All right. So when you're on probation, you're supposed to follow the same kind of restrictions that you would as if you were locked up. Like, you can't drink. You have to ask for permission to leave the state. There's certain, you have to abide by the rules and regulations of probation and parole. But
yeah, and with probation and parole, the probation officer can stop you, search you anytime, can come in your house anytime he wants.
Yeah.
And, you might as well just still being in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. Because it's like you're free, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
At any time, he could violate your basically violate your constitutional rights, and he has the right to do so. It's crazy.
Correct. Yeah. Well, you don't have no rights. You're still under the control of the Bureau of Prisons.
Right. Okay.
So you don't really have any the civil rights a normal law-abiding citizen has.
Okay, that's true. That's definitely true. So even a situation like that where you're free, but you're confined at the same time. For a lot of people, that may chip away at their sanity. Do you think so, or do you think you just got to be a pussy in order not to not to be able to get through that?
What it is, see, when I was on probation, I was actually thinking about going back to prison. It was easier doing my time at prison than it was doing probation, because anybody can say anything, but he done this, he done that. Who would you think they're going to say? They're going to take the person's word over my word, and so I had to be careful who I was around and how I acted.
Wow, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Wow, okay, so so when you were so you say you actually wanted to go back in prison and ride out the rest of your sentence rather than to be home under those types of restrictions and guidelines, huh? Did you actually do that, or did you? Because
being out here, you was under more of a mental stress. You gotta watch your steps. You gotta make sure, like I said, you gotta be careful who you hang around with. You gotta be careful where you go, what you say, and stuff.
So, but did you actually do that? Did you request to go back and do the rest of your time, or did you stay out?
Well, I just told my probation officer. He looked at me, and I was talking. I said, if I'm going to prison, I go back on my own terms.
Okay.
And he said, "Oh, okay." He asked me, what did I mean? He asked me, what do you mean by that? I said, well, you just sit there and think about it. And that's all I had to say to him. I'm giving you a drug test. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Wow. He kind of pissed him off.
I'm sure. I don't think he probably never heard anything like that before. You know what I mean? Normally people are begging to stay on the outside, and probably feeding his ego by trying to stay in his good graces and things like that. And here you were like, man, I'll go back to jail. The hell with this shit. I want you out of my life. If I'm going to be controlled by somebody, let it be a CO, not a CO, not a PO. The PO is worse than the CO. Ain't that some shit? Okay.
A probation officer came out to my house at 2:00 in the morning. 2:00 in the morning to give me a piss test at my own house.
Yes.
Just because somebody said, "Oh, I think he's on drugs." He said, "Well, somebody informed us that they think you've been out doing drugs." Yeah, 2:00 in the morning.
Piss test you at 2 a.m.?
Yes.
Were you clean?
Yes. Of course I was clean. I don't do drugs.
Oh, I'm glad. I had to ask. I'm just glad because you can eat a piece of bread and come up dirty for an alcohol test. You know what I'm saying? So you don't always have. Yeah. So you can blow a 0.08 after a damn sandwich. You know what I mean? That ain't fair.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even use any type of alcohol mouthwash, because if he wanted to give me a breathalyzer, that alcohol would show up.
Yeah. It happened. It happened to a friend of mine. So yeah, you really have to be careful. Okay, so you were incarcerated one time, and then so you did state time first, and then you did Fed time.
Right.
What would you say were the biggest differences between the state time and the Fed time?
Well, the Fed time, I'm gonna be honest with you, the Fed time was a lot easier.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because, one, your clothes, they provide your clothes. They didn't give you just anything. They had the wrong size. In the state, they didn't care what they gave.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Feds, they would actually, when you first go in there, they will actually give you a brand new uniform, brand new boots and stuff. But when I went to the state, they just gave me what they had.
Yeah.
Now, as far as food goes, oh boy, that was a big difference. What I can say about the Fed, food wise, they gave you a good quantity and it was good quality food.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, that's
And
okay.
yeah, and another thing is the medical in the state trying to get medical. Oh man, that was almost impossible in the state to get good medical care. But the federal system, they give you real good medical care. I had a cyst on the back of my neck that was giving me trouble. They actually escorted me outside of the prison and took me to a public hospital to have surgery on my neck.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not by some quack that works at the prison, but by a actual surgeon who knew what he was doing.
Yeah, but that was a pretty decent gesture. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. All right. So when you were released, released, did you promise yourself that you were never going back? Have you had any problems with the law ever since?
No, but that's because I choose not to have problems with the law. Prison, it does not deter me. I deter myself because once you do time, it's no longer a deterrent because you know what to expect. You know how to act. You know?
Yeah.
And me, I done time in North Carolina. So when I picked up this federal charge, I already knew, stay to myself, keep my mouth shut. I see nothing, I hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really have any problems in prison because I stayed pretty much to myself.
Okay. Okay, so
most people, the reason that most people get in trouble is either owing money, running their mouth, open their mouth, like they said, snitches get stitches.
Mm-hmm.
So, and basically, if you stay to yourself, you don't have any problem.
Now, is it easy for everybody to just stay to themselves, or do some people, make some people interact with others? Like okay, so I don't know what you look like or anything like that, but possibly you have let's say you have a certain look about you, a certain energy about you that will make people leave you alone if you want to be left alone. What if somebody else wanted to keep to themselves, but they weren't, nobody else was complying with it?
Well, you only had one choice. You had to take a stand or you became somebody's bitches. Something like that. You became somebody's bitch.
Yeah.
Me, the way I treated myself was I always had all my life was like, my mannerisms was like, don't fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to say anything. It's just the way I carried myself. It's the way you carry yourself. Okay, if you go in there acting goofy, acting crazy and stuff, yeah, they're going to cast you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in there just quiet, you don't bother nobody, you don't say much to anybody, they pretty much leave you alone because they don't know what to expect from you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not counting on yourself. We had a guy in prison. He was always clowning around, talking shit to other inmates, and hey, he got taken out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we hear about these kind of things that go on in prison all the time. But all right, so as we talk about the cost of your sanity, do you feel like the other prisoners that you were exposed to, do you think that they were experiencing a certain level of mental deterioration?
Yes, because my cellmate actually started crying one night.
Okay.
He was in there on some real messed up charges, and I won't discuss his charges because
No, I understand that.
Type of,
Yeah, that's fine.
But he was telling me about and stuff, which his charges to me pissed me off too. But he was my cellmate, he start crying and stuff like that. And all I could tell him was, hey man, you just got to man up and do the time. He had 30 years to go.
30 years, yeah. Yeah, he did some shit. He definitely did some shit. Yeah. 30 years. That's crazy.
Him, I said, man, you just got to man up. You know, you're here now. You can't change it. You know, man up. And he was like, he was saying, well, I don't think I can make it 30 years. 30 years. I said, you're still a young guy. Why are you even thinking? Well, it feels like the walls are closing in on me. I said, well, man, you might want to go get some mental health checked out.
You can definitely do that while you're in jail. You can take advantage of some psychological help. But let's say, in your opinion, if he maxes out, if he does the whole 30, or other people that that have done long sentences, I'm talking about over 10 years. Mm-hmm. Do you like what would you say the toll is on their mental health when after being in prison, having that prison experience for that long?
Well, the way I feel with my 30 months, when I got out of prison, and I'm still having them, I'm having nightmares of being locked up. Sometimes I wake up, got to realize where I'm at, that I'm no longer in there, but I'm still having dreams and nightmares of being locked up. Mm-hmm. And that when I first got out, that was taking a toll on me. Yeah. Because, I would fall asleep and I'll be thinking about, I'm locked up. I still sometimes, not as often now, but I still sometimes will fall into a deep sleep, and then I feel like I'm right there, right back in prison, that I'm actually there. And I really have to wake myself up and realize where I'm at. It will take me a few seconds to say, whoa, that I'm not in prison.
Yeah. So that sounds like PTSD to me.
Yes, and if you do 30 years or something, you will get to that, because the reason I say it is because I only was there for 30 months, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm having this problem. I cannot really imagine somebody doing 30 years and getting out, how their life would be. It takes a mental toll. And I have been locked up in the hole, so I had to deal with that too. When I was in North Carolina, I got in a fight, and they locked me up in a hole for a month.
For a whole month?
Yes.
Now, what was that like?
It was like being buried and being alive and being buried.
Shit. 30 days with in solitary confinement. They just let you out for what an hour a day, right? Or
if you wanted to take it. I never did go out. I just stayed in there. I said, y'all lock me in here for 30 days? My mind thinks I'm staying here in 30 days.
Okay. Wow.
That was my attitude. Okay, you want me to do 30 days? I'm staying in the whole time.
Yeah, I can dig it, man. That's crazy. That's something else. Mm-hmm. But so after doing 30 days in the hole, do you feel like you were the same man, as you were going in? And, and how did you recover from that?
Well, 30 days is a long time in the hole. It feels more like a year or so. Mainly, I don't think I ever really recovered from it because now, if I'm even in an elevator, it's kind of like, oh man, I'm in this box, Yeah. And it's like, it reminds me of being in solitary because it's so confined. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't even take elevators if I can help it. I take the steps.
Yeah, I can understand it. I really can. That's yeah. The mental toll that being confined like that, I can't imagine. And the crazy thing about it is the state knows that. They've had plenty of psychiatrists come in and analyze people who have done that, and they know the toll that it's going to take on you mentally when it's set up. And there really should be a question about whether that's cruel and unusual punishment, because it is cruel and it is unusual, but somehow it's totally legal for them. That's
well, it makes you, yeah. When you see these dogs locked up in cages and stuff,
yeah.
I won't even go to a kennel or anything because I can't stand to see something locked up, and can't get out and just in that state. It has a mental effect on me because it's like, I'll go back, man, dang, I was treated like an animal, man. I was locked up like an animal.
Yeah.
Couldn't get out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, woo.
And that's the way they treat you, is like an animal. When you go to a solitary confinement, when they put you in that hole, they don't give a damn about you. The only thing they care about is feeding you so you don't die.
Right.
That's all they care about. They don't care that you're going crazy. Because we had one guy in there, I mean, he was screaming Bloody Mary and stuff. I mean, he was just going off and stuff. What did they do? They just, we'll feed them and get on out of here. And you have to hear guys screaming and saying, get away from me. Or they're saying, I see bugs crawling all over the road. Well, get me out of here. I can't take, I mean, they slip out. Especially the ones that's been there long term.
Man.
I mean, I seen guys flip out while I was in the hole. They really flipped out, and they're like, COs act like, we don't give a damn. All we got to do is feed you.
Yeah.
And the thing about, well, you have to, in the state, you had to come out to take a shower. But federal prison, their hoes got a shower right in the same room that you're at. They don't have to take you out for a shower.
Yeah, that is really something else. That's too much. It really is. That is really something else. And listen, I'm really glad you called in and gave that insight. And I'm wondering what compelled you to do it. What made you call in to the show tonight?
I called in because I think people should be informed about how prison really is, really is, and how much it takes a person mentally and stuff. If you don't take control of your life when you get out of prison, you're going to hit right back to prison because that's the only life you know.
Right. Now, do you think that the state gives you the tools to be able to stay out of prison?
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Even federal prison don't give you the tools to stay out of prison. They don't care. It's a money-making thing. They don't care. They bless you come back. Oh, that's job security.
Ugh. Yeah. I've heard it. I've heard that. I've definitely heard that. Job security. Meanwhile, your mental health is in the tank. Do you have children?
I'm 61 years old. My children are grown.
Yeah, but
yeah, I got 9.
And even
I
if
got 9 children.
Okay, yeah, you got a pretty big squad there. But even whether your children are grown or not, the toll, the emotional toll that it takes on people who care about you is really, really tough. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing the time. So we already know how you probably feel. What you don't know all the time is the people out there that have been praying for you, pulling for you, hoping that you're okay in there, because they don't know. They don't know in real time if you're not getting into a fight or getting stabbed or hurt or beaten up or or mistreated or whatever. They don't know. And that, the same way that you may have had nightmares in and out of prison, they may have been having nightmares about you, while you were in. And that's whether you are a child or whether it might be even harder when you're an adult, because you understand the things that can happen to you when you're in jail. So
Well, my family's a little different. My kids, they don't want to have nothing to do with it because they call me a criminal, and they don't want to be around criminals, and they don't want their kids to be around me because I have a record. You know,
Okay.
I might be a bad influence on them.
okay. All right. Well, I understand that. Maybe for them it's a safety issue, but nonetheless, I'm sure that there was somebody.
No, they just think because I committed a crime that automatically if you're around him and he commits a crime, you know, it can influence you and stuff like that. Now look, anybody with sense is not going to commit a crime around a child. I ain't gonna go out here and rob somebody and have a child with me. I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And if I was going to rob somebody, I wouldn't let nobody know except me. I wouldn't tell nobody else. Because, you know, that's where most people get caught. Somebody knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But right now I'm 61 years old, and I'm not gonna say I never committed a crime because I'd be lying to myself if I say I never committed a crime because I don't know. It depends on what situation I'm put in.
Right. Yeah, you never know. Like I could never say that I would never do anything that would send me to prison. I've done things that could have done it. You know what I mean? So you know, sometimes life puts you in certain situations. You just never know.
Well, that's like the last time, like I said, with my federal charge, it was, you probably couldn't understand, it was mail fraud, which that I stole $211,000 from the United States government. Now, that's what I was in for.
Okay.
So
I'm not even mad at you about that. Yeah. I support stealing government money. You know what I mean?
Well, I ripped it off. I ripped off $211,000 from the government.
I mean, at least you can say that it's worth it. You know what I mean? I've known people who rob banks and they only got about $10,000-$15,000. That ain't worth the 15 to 20 years of your life.
Yeah, and I only got 30 months.
Yeah.
You know, I got 30 months. And of course I had a record in North Carolina. So, you know, had that charge in there for, you know, paper hanging, which is, you know, bad checks and stuff. So I kind of knew how to do it. And it took them, let's see, how long did it take them to catch me? 13 years to catch me.
Okay. Oh, shoot. That ain't bad at all.
No.
That ain't bad at all. Shit, you could have been a...
Believe it or not, I had a public offender defending me on this federal case, and he got me 30 months. I could have went from anywhere from 10 to 25 years.
Wow. That's crazy.
People say public defenders are bad, but the one I had, he was pretty good.
Man. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a hell of a story to tell. I used to watch this show called I Almost Got Away With It. You could have been on that shit.
I watch it still.
Oh, you used to watch it? Yeah, it was a good show, wasn't it? You could have been on one of those episodes.
The FBI says, "Where have you been? You're like a phantom. We think you're here, and then when we show up, you're not there. Everywhere we went, you're a phantom." And the fact, the day that they would arrest me, I had to walk up to them and say, "Hey, y'all guys are looking for me."
Wow.
Who are you?
Wow.
Yeah, what it was, I was working through a day labor thing, and they come rolling up, you know, with their vests on, saying FBI stuff. And I'm just standing there next to a wall, and they're looking around like, okay, they're getting ready to, you know, go inside and stuff. I walked up to them, I said, "I guess y'all looking for me." And the first thing they ask is, "Who are you?"
Wow, that is crazy as hell. All right.
Well, after 13 years of running like that, I got tired of running. I wanted to get it over with.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Get that monkey off your back.
On the run.
It is. Yeah, I can imagine. And really, you know, we talking about the cost of your sanity. Being on the run could definitely cost you your sanity because it's a form of paranoia. You know, you don't know who you can trust. Shit. Yeah, that's not a good look. That's not.
Believe
It's
me,
stressful as
I
hell.
was like, well, I mean, if I would see a strange car or something, I'm like, is that the feds? Is that the feds? They come, hey, who's that guy sitting in that car there? He, yeah,
So, but
I done that.
Mhm.
I'll be like, is that the feds sitting there? Oh, there's a strange van over there. Are they looking at me?
so by the time they caught up with you, was all the money spent?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah, I had my party in town.
okay,
I partied.
okay. So would you say that?
Yeah.
Would you say it was worth it in hindsight?
In hindsight, no. Losing your freedom is never worth it.
Okay.
It's never worth it. But by the same token, it's not worth. I mean, it ain't worth losing your sanity over. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like I said, I was lucky. I consider lucky. I mean, when he said that judge sending me to 30 months, I'm like thinking to myself, I can stand that doing it on my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How about it? Yeah.
30 months. And it went by quick. Even though I was in prison, the only time that time ever slowed down was when I was in the hole.
I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. Listen, man, I want to thank you. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, like I said, I would, if people would, I'm saying to myself is that, yeah, I went to prison. I went through all this, but I don't blame nobody but myself. It's decisions that I made. I don't blame nobody but myself.
90 seconds.
Well, I blame so and so because of this. I blame so and so because of that. I mean, I mean, when you go to prison, you hear, well, if so and so hadn't done this, I wouldn't be here right now.
I've heard that a lot. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. And I tell you something: if you ever been in trouble and you know you're guilty, tell the judge, yes, I did do it. They will go a lot easier on you. And if you go up there and say, oh no, I didn't do it, and you know you did it.
60 seconds.
One reason. See, the prosecutor was trying to get me 10 to 20 years. But I told the judge, yes, do you take responsibility for it? Yes, sir, I done it. I take full responsibility for it. And the prosecutor said, yes. And we recommend 10 years. And the judge went in, come out. I'm like, my lawyer said, don't worry about it. You're going to get 30 months. And I got 30 months.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's wild. I mean, I wouldn't recommend anybody, go to prison. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, it does take a certain toll on your life. It changes your personality.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Right now, my personality is, okay, before I went to prison,
10 seconds.
If you come up, got in my face and stuff, I'll be like, okay, man, just leave me alone, back down. But now, and now, if you get in my face, for no reason, jumping in my face, threatening me and stuff like this, my mind is, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
That's my mind.
Yeah, I understand. I can definitely understand that. Because I mean, that experience would make you understand that it's kind of like sink or swim. You can't be playing around with this.
Right.
Yeah. Hold on for a second. We have another call on the line. You don't have to hang up. Just hold on for a second because they've been holding on for a while. All right.
Okay.
Caller with the last number is 9843. I want to thank you for holding on so long. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind tonight?
A whole lot. I was listening to this call, and he has a lot. It's related to what I'm going through right now. A lot of it. What's going on in my mind is the fact that I've lost a couple of sons, my husband. It's just a lot. And I find listening to your show, it's very, very informative Um, instead of, sometimes family can be the worst person to talk to. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just what's on my mind right now is I'm trying to get out. We lost our firstborn in 1990. Then we lost my baby boy who had been in prison, and then his father, my husband, passed 22 4 months later.
Okay.
And it's just a lot to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I say, I'm trying to get up. And I was relating my son to the caller that you had just before me.
Mm-hmm.
And I I just want to say, listen to your show. It helps a whole lot. It helps a whole lot. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah. I appreciate
I
that.
just I don't know. I'm trying. First of all, we have a Father in heaven. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I pray. I meditate. But it is a hard thing to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
My baby boy was in prison, and he came home. He was home for 2 years, and the Lord took him from me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I blame myself because his father had 2 aneurysms. Okay, and he always tried to school the boy. Don't ever do nothing with nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he messed around and was fooling with his cousins, and they started talking. He's always been a man that done stuff on his own, whatever he had to do.
Okay.
But at any rate, it just feels good to listen to you. When I can. I'm up now, so I'll be up all night, the rest of the night, and it feels good. But I just it's a hard. I'm just going through a lot. That's all.
I
I'm going through a
understand. I
lot,
do.
and like especially when you talked about the prison. Like I say, my baby was in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's tough.
anyway, that's what's on my mind.
What
And it goes and comes, but I'm doing the. I can.
oh, okay.
And again, let me introduce myself. My name is Cheryl. Okay, but anyway, it's very good to just listen to you sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I can
And
help in any way. But I do want to ask you one or two questions before you go.
mhm,
When your son was locked up, how did you deal
mhm.
with with the worry that you felt when he was down? Do you feel like you were like your health, your mental health, do you feel like it took a hit from all of the worrying about him, while he was in prison?
Yes, I did actually. I felt like, his father was sick at the time because, like I told you, he had 2 aneurysms. Okay, he couldn't be there for this one. We had 2 sets of children,
Yeah.
but he couldn't be there for Corey like he should have, like he wanted to be.
Yeah.
And yes, it did take a toll on me. I tried to visit him everywhere he went. Actually, his little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, she grew what? She grew. She been saw her father for 7 years in prison. I would take her.
Yeah.
And his sisters. Well, his brothers couldn't go because they had probation on them, but so they couldn't go visit. So it was basically just um, us and my granddaughter and her husband. And it did take a toll on me mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it did. I couldn't sleep. I was worried about him. He did get jumped one time, but that was the only time. But it did take a toll on me, and I just prayed, and I continue to pray
Okay.
and ask God to, grant me, whew, just, just give me what I need,
Mm-hmm.
to keep me strong,
Yeah.
Like what my daughter is. We had 4 boys and 2 girls. Um, they're like, Mama, why don't you get out there? No, can't nobody match hands with their daddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, but it did take a toll on me mentally. Because I felt like the job that his father would have been doing, I was supposed to be doing, and I felt like I didn't protect him enough. But he
Okay.
was tight that he didn't want you to protect him. He always wanted to be a man. Ever since he was a little boy, he wanted to hold his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Growing up,
So
trying to
it's
grow up
just
fast.
I
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard. It is hard. Life is hard. Nobody ever said life was going to be fair.
Right.
But anyway, I just wanted to call you and thank you. And sometimes I just listen in, and it does inspire me, and it helps me a lot. Only if you knew. Okay.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling in and sharing your story, and I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching the show continuously. I hope that you'll continue to do
Yeah.
that, we'll try to give you
Mm-hmm.
the best content we can. But I really appreciate you. Sharing your experience with
Oh.
us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm gonna continue listening and watching.
All right.
Right now, I'm just sitting up having a cup of coffee because that's what I do.
Okay.
And
All right.
just continue praying for me, okay?
I will do.
Praying for all of us,
Will do.
okay?
All right, and
All
I'll
right.
encourage the
Much
listeners to do the
love.
same. All right, you have a good night.
Okay.
All right,
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
bye. Wow, man, I swear, I I I went to college for 4 years. This has given me a better education than I could have ever gotten. With school books. Y'all be giving me the real life experience trumps everything. But and there requires a certain amount of bravery to be able to call in and share things that have happened to you that are traumatic and things that other people would probably try to shield you away from or protect in secrecy for the rest of their lives. So people who share their stories like that. I always admire them for doing it. I always appreciate them for doing it, and I think that other people should appreciate them too. She said her name was Cheryl, and yeah, I would encourage all of y'all and ask y'all actually pray for her. Yeah, it's hard dealing with a situation where you love somebody and they're in danger and you know that you can't do anything about it. And as we talk about the cost of your sanity, I believe things like that chip away at it. It does. It chips away at it. It planes it down a little bit. So we got to do whatever we can to try to help people out because we never know. We never know when we might be in that situation where we crying out for help and may not know how to ask. We may not know how to reach out. All right, let's do this. Let's do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here because we have another show to do. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, later on the day. So I don't have no business extending this show, but hey, it got so good. I don't feel like I had a choice. Damn mosquito in here. You gotta go. You gotta go. Mother. All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious glorious, glorious October 4th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. I think I got him. But I think I got him. Okay. Number one out the box. Saran. Wait. Let's do this right. Wait a minute. Yeah. Let's see. Tammy Tamika, happy birthday. And Matthias Haroon, happy birthday to you. And he's raising money. He's raising money for Autism Speaks Incorporated. And also Saran Page, happy birthday to you. And Kamara Pauling McGee, happy birthday to you. And Bilal Kayam, happy birthday. And Gigi Juanina Walker, happy birthday. And Kari Minor, happy birthday to you. And KD Barnett, happy birthday. And go get her, my girl from all the way up in Boston, moved all the way to Vegas, living it up out there, enjoying her life. Carrie Batista. And also, last but not least, Gail and Haley. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious October 4th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, go hard, go for yours, and remember, yeah, the cost of your sanity, whether you're dealing with a toxic relationship or you're dealing with the ghost of a bad family upbringing, or whether you're dealing with a bad social structure, negative environmental factors, poverty, lack of education, incarceration, no love, many problems, bills, sadness, sorrow, despair, frustration. There's so many things that can chip away at your mental, at your mental health. And I wouldn't want that for anybody. The worst thing that you can ever do is lose somebody while they're still here. I'm going to say that again. The worst thing that can ever happen to you is for you to lose somebody while they're still here. I've lost friends to mental illness. They're not gone. They're not in a box. They're not 6 feet under. They haven't been cremated. They are alive, well, and breathing, but they're not well. But we can't be friends the way we were friends before because, they've fallen off. Well, there's some times in our lives when we may feel like we're falling off, where we're getting close to the edge, where we're not hanging on as much as we were before. We may be hanging on by a thread and we weigh over 200 pounds. That thread ain't gonna last for so long. How hard will your fall? How hard and far will your fall be? I don't want that. I don't want that for none of y'all. I want to thank the callers for calling in, all of them, even the first one, which was a. But I want to thank all of y'all for coming through, chatting it up in the chat. All of y'all in the background, checking it out, scoping it out. Please hit the like button before we go. I said hit the like button before we go. Share the show. Share the show. And subscribe to the channel. I bet you that it will be a good look, like a good book. I come through each and every night, or should I say each and every day. And we give it all. We ain't got a ball. We ain't got to make no crazy ass calls. We ain't off the wall. We just trying to help each other out and think a little better and be able to relax and sit back and feel like life is good. And I think everybody should experience that level of contentment instead of running around with that resentment. You know how you be thinking about things that happened before, but somebody tried to play you like you was a fool. More that you think about it, it gets worse. So you gotta back it up, get it out. Out is the way that you gotta let it play. But your mental place is the place to stay. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back today. We will be back today. 1 p.m. Well, I'm going to say this because the likelihood that we're going to make it at exactly 1 p.m. is something like a goose egg, is 0. So between 1 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. is when you'll see us. Can we do that? Can we agree on that? We good? Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Yo, y'all have a good night, man. Like I said, hit that like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. Let me take off my uniform. I can get undressed now. It's Friday night. I can start enjoying my weekend. Let's see. It's 3:17 a.m. over here on the East Coast. So we good. Let me take your uniform off of you. Appreciate all y'all. Thanks for coming through. You know that we eat a little stew. Ain't no beef, nothing knocking out your teeth. We like a reef sitting on the dock, trying to make sure that we never punch a clock. And even if we punch the clock, we gonna work hard trying to get this little paper and pull off another caper. Yo, I won't drape another mink around my back, cause I'm down with Peters. I'm lying, I ain't down with that. Give me a mink that's something brown and soft and don't stink. And I feel like I'm on the brink of another dawn day that's gonna go my way, and I'm gonna have a fly place to stay. I'm gonna stack the money to the ceiling, and each and every chance I get, I'm in this camera tell you how I'm feeling, and I'm reeling. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened in my past, but fuck all that shit. All that shit is kind of ass, and I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. Kind of like that kid that be out there fronting. You know who I'm talking about. He was on Bad Boy Records, but I ain't going right now. Just have some respect. And I was talking about who's the dude who made the song? I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. You know, that's who I was talking about. I wasn't talking about Diddy. All right, y'all. Let's see. Blog Talk. We gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. Be here tomorrow between 1 p.m. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be safe. Peace.